All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to another great episode on your favorite political talk show, The Truth, with Ben Jokes. Now, some weeks ago, I said here that the recent happenings in Nigeria leave the impression that some foreign organizations and perhaps nations want to practically own Nigeria and Nigerians. I mean, they already control a lot in this country, but they want to step things up. They want to bring this country to the level that countries like Niger Republic and Burkina Faso were in the hands of France before their military decided to take over. And these foreign bodies are working hand in hand with the APC to achieve that. One of their foremost tactics is to greatly impoverish the people, because when a people are poor, they cannot reject slavery. And as we speak, events are taking place in Nigeria that give a lot of credence to my arguments and submission. First of all, the volume of money that APC governors are stealing is alarming. APC chiefs, governors and all are stealing money as if Nigeria will end tomorrow. About 4 weeks ago, a northern APC governor spent 1.2 billion to repair 21 boreholes, not to construct, 1.2 billion to repair, to fix 21 boreholes. Now look at this one. Exclusive. Ekiti Governor Oyebanji exceeds Assembly's approval by 8 billion naira for an uncompleted airport inaugurated by ex-governor Fayemi. He also spent 2.5 billion on 4 tractors. 2.5 billion on 4 tractors. Exceeded his state assembly's agreed sum for a project by 8 billion naira. That's 10.5 billion naira wey only him wan chop. This is an agenda to completely empty the Nigerian treasury and leave the citizens in squalor. And hours ago, the Minister for Power shocked the entire country when he made a demand-stroke declaration that shows that he and Tinubu are great suspects behind the incessant collapse of the national grid. And just as Nigerians were yet reacting to that, a revelation was made about Tinubu from the United States that shocked the entire country. And with this revelation about Tinubu from the United States, every Nigerian needs to question himself if he is a slave or freeborn. Everybody needs to begin to ask himself that question. Before I show you details of this revelation and that declaration or demand from the Minister of Power that shows that he and Tinubu are great suspects behind the incessant collapse of the national grid, let me quickly show you this video. This first video here is that of the Minister of Interior. With new terrorist groups spreading all across northwest Nigeria, the Minister of Interior came on air and had nothing tangible to say on security efforts in Nigeria. Instead, he came up with the overused and embarrassing and dumb cliche of "we are not sleeping because of the problems of Nigeria. Tinubu, security forces, NSA, nobody is sleeping." That was the disgraceful thing he had to tell Nigerians. See the video.
I don't come on air and speak based on insinuations. I speak facts. The records are there. Every time we've given our word, we keep our word. At least Nigerians can attest to that. And I'm telling you critically that as I speak, the NSA, the Minister of Defense, the Armed Forces, nobody is sleeping.
Have you guys met over the issues of
See,
border?
I will not divulge to details.
Okay,
Because hold on a second.
The question is, are there meetings, are there deliberations on solving it?
Hold on. Let me tell you this very clearly. The way people, Nigerians, innocent Nigerians are watching this show, don't be surprised that terrorists are also watching. Non-state actors are also watching. And at the end of the day, I will not be too flippant and be so careless to put them a mile ahead of us. It will never happen. I'm not here to do that. I'm telling you, we promised when we came that we were going to tackle certain issues that have to do with security. And to a large extent, we tackled those issues. Security improved. Even in terms of Boko Haram, in terms of ISWAP and etc., there was decimation. You saw the result. Now, security is a going concern. when you decimate one, other issues, because you're dealing with ideological battle. Ideological battle is subject to proliferation. And of course, we as leaders, we as the people that the president has trusted under his command, we are working round the clock. But what we are doing is not what Nigerians, I don't think that's what I need to come here to say. No, hold on. Let me make a point. Let me land, please. Let me land just a sec. What I think leadership is about is taking responsibility for what is on, for situations on ground, and finding a solution and making sure that Nigerians can sleep with their two eyes closed. And that is why I'm telling you, nobody is resting. Not the NSA, Malam Nuhu Ribadu, not him, not the Minister of Defense, not the Chief of Defense Staff, not the DS. Nobody is sleeping. We are working because we are, and I will tell
Sokoto
you,
State, people in Kebbi State, in those local government areas, they cannot sleep with their two eyes.
That is why, and I want you to give assurance, Minister, we will not sleep.
How soon can we get results? See, because those people who are watching, yes, non-state actors are watching, these terror guys are watching, but the question is that those who are living in these areas and their family members, some of them are also watching. They want assurance tonight. The Tinubu government under your own mandate, Minister.
Listen to me.
What are you doing?
Listen to me. This security issue, it's a major issue of national concern. And I will not sit here and refuse to take responsibility for the security on behalf of the president of Nigeria. The president is sensitive to these issues. And I tell you this, do not judge the president, do not judge his administration by the level of assurance. Talk is cheap. Somebody can come here and say, hey. But believe me, the real deal is in the action. We came May 29 last year. Forget about this. I don't want us to bring politics into this. We came May 29. We all know the situations across board. Yes, have we got it to where we want to get to? The answer is no. But are we where we were last year? The answer is a no. So we have made progress. And the progress is steady. And we are making progress. And we are giving that same assurance to people that, listen, we understand the mandate that Nigerians have given to this government. And the mandate is a sleepless one. It's a mandate that tells us not to close our eyes until Nigerians can sleep. And I tell you, the president, as the captain, as the leader of the team, understands what that means in terms of trust. He is not a man to break that trust. And we, as his lieutenants, from the NSA to the Minister of Defense to the armed forces, nobody is ready to leave a stone unturned.
You heard that. All about sleepless nights without results. He had the temerity to say security has improved under Tinubu, with bandits hijacking the largest Nigerian military training facility located in Niger State, with new terrorist group emerging, and they have now taken over Sokoto and Kebbi State. This is totally unacceptable coming from a Minister of Interior. And look at how Nigerians reacted. Let's take some of the tweet reactions. And this tweet here says, these people, if they are not condemning or disappointed or losing sleep, there is nothing more regarding solutions. Just words to up their ego or show some walking, then there is nothing. I am telling you, empty words all through that interview. And this tweet here by Matthias says, what is their job supposed to be? If with all those loss of sleep, we are where we are, then they have no business holding those positions. That is it. If you don't sleep and this is the result, then you should just get out of there. And say no to corruption here says, this man is just speaking to protect his daily bread, nothing more. That was all I heard. He was just trying to sing praises of Tinubu and the others. There's nothing tangible going on. And Said Ahmad here says, stop these shit lies to Nigerians, okay? Useless people. The APC are just useless. Now, the next video here is from the EFCC chairman, Olukoyede. This man, Olukoyede, is known for exposing the APC, the same people that he works for. I wonder why they have still left him in office. This time around, he's exposing the corruption in the power sector. See the video.
If you see some of the investigation we are carrying out within the power sector, you will shed tears. People who are awarded contracts to supply reclaim, instead of them using what they call 90 point something gauge, they will go and buy 5 point something gauge. So every time you see the thing tripping off, the thing get burnt and all of that, we are investigating all that, collapses.
You heard that. Substandard materials used to fix the national grid so that it can keep collapsing. And who are the people hiring these contractors carrying out that evil? It is the same Minister for Power. And what is their aim? Their aim is to keep the power sector in turmoil so that they can demand bigger budgets. And this takes me to the next updates, which have become the major talking points in the Nigerian political media space. First is that shocking demand by the Minister of Power that got Nigerians concluding that he and Tinubu are deliberately making the grid collapse. And next is that revelation from the USA regarding Tinubu. Let's start with that update from the Minister of Power. Look at how the papers reported it. Nigeria's power sector needs $10 billion investment for 24-hour electricity. Adelabu. Minister of Power Adebayo Adelabu disclosed this when the Director General Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission, Dr. Jobson Ewalefo, paid him a courtesy visit. In the statement, Adelabu said that the government alone could not afford the $10 billion when there were other critical sectors in need of funding. Government cannot do it alone. This is why we have to look for organized private sector funding while still retaining government interest and ownership. This is where ICRC comes in. We need to do this in collaboration with the private sector, and the best way is through concession, he said. Earlier, Ewalefo said it had become imperative to seek private sector input through public-private partnership to improve the power sector. He said in view of the importance of power to the economic development of the nation, optimizing performance of existing infrastructure as well as funding new ones was imperative. $10 billion is what Adelabu is now asking for. So there is a ground to ask for that money. Since the national grid is collapsing every AK market day, the gullible ones will now think, okay, it is money we need to fix that sector. $10 billion. Can you see what these guys are asking for? And anybody with a brain knows that even if you give these people $50 billion, Nigeria cannot even have 15 hours power supply, let alone 24 hours. And look at how Nigerians reacted. Let's take some of the tweet reactions. Madi Shehu here says, just tell Tinubu to collect it from IMF, World Bank and Paris Club and hand it over to you. Then do as you wish. Whatever your share will be should be placed in your coffin and buried along with you. What happens after that? Madi Shehu is talking about the ultimate end here. If you like, steal all the money in Nigerian coffers. Everything is going to end with you in a coffin because nobody is making it out of this world alive. And Emperor D here says, did I not say that the constant national grid collapse was intentional? This was the aim. Cause a problem, come back and prefer a solution. That is it. And Chuk says, even if they give you and your power ministry $100 billion, there won't still be light in Nigeria. Ask your EFCC, who currently reviewed how corruption will never allow electricity to be in Nigeria. So stop deceiving your gullible self and fellow Nigerians. They are just doing their own business. And it's so sad. Now, let us take that update from the United States. The FBI, CIA have come together to give a revelation on Tinubu in the motion filed before the US court to prevent the release of his criminal records. These people have now made Nigerians and the whole world to understand that Tinubu is a property of the CIA. He's in fact a spy for them. Please, I would like you to listen carefully and properly to how it was reported by reporters so that you can clearly get the picture of what is going on here. CIA tells US court giving out Tinubu's records could damage national security, jeopardize its secret nature, expose classified information and sources. United States law enforcement agencies have invoked the global response over requests seeking criminal investigative documents concerning Bola Tinubu and others. These followed numerous Freedom of Information Act requests that plaintiff Aaron Greenspan submitted to the FBI, CIA, DEA Executive Office for U.S. Attorneys, Department of State, and the Department of Treasury and Internal Revenue Service (IRS). The request sought criminal investigative documents concerning third parties Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Lee Andrew Edwards, Muiz Adegboyega Akande, and Abiodun Agbele, who, according to the plaintiff, participated in an international drug trafficking and money laundering ring with operations in Chicago, Illinois. The agencies insisted that giving out information on Bola Tinubu could cause damage to U.S. national security. The position was stated in a memorandum filed by the Central Intelligence Agency (CIA), the Federal Bureau of Investigation (FBI), and the Drug Enforcement Administration (DEA) before the United States District Court for the District of Columbia. The CIA provided an additional rationale for its global response, saying, "The CIA does not reveal the identity of its human sources," meaning Tinubu is one of their human sources, because revealing the identity of a confidential source could expose agency tradecraft, other human sources, and specific intelligence interests and activities. This is very clear for everybody with a brain to see. They said they cannot release the identity and the investigative information of any of their human sources because everybody tied to his own information will now be exposed. And for those who weren't following this story from last year, this is the summary of what is happening. A certain investigative journalist called Aaron Greenspan, working with a Nigerian investigative journalist called David Hundeyin, tabled that motion before the U.S. court because he went to the FBI, the CIA, and the DEA, and he asked for the criminal records of Tinubu, and they didn't give him. So he went to court and, he tabled the motion before the court so that the court can compel the FBI and CIA and the DEA to release those records to him, because according to the US laws, he could get the records. So the FBI, CIA, and DEA began battling with him in court since last year, and now they have finally written that this is the reason why they cannot release those records, because this guy is one of their human sources, and there are so many information that could compromise national security tied to this information that Aaron Greenspan and David Hundeyin are asking them to release. So this is highly connected with what I began saying at the beginning of this video. So sitting there in Aso Rock is a US spy, somebody that is being used by the FBI, the CIA. He is even more valuable to them than Nigeria. So with him there, they can do whatever they want to the country, and that is exactly why he is there. That is why all the policies experts have come to say that every single policy that this administration has, implemented was handed over to them by foreign bodies. And the aim is to impoverish Nigerians, to make Nigerians poorer. Because when people are so poor, they can't even be creative. Where is the creativity going to come from? To make them very poor so that you can now overrun them. If there is any newly discovered mineral resource in Nigeria, nobody can tap it. All the people that have enough money to say, that can say, okay, let us tap these resources, they have all been tied down by these same bodies. So they literally control the nation. Now they have set their man there above everything. And this is what we keep telling Nigerians. This Nigeria is our own country, it belongs to us. These people may seem powerful, but that is because we have not united. And that was why I said we need to ask ourselves if we are slaves or freeborn. Because if we are freeborn, then how would another nation or other foreign nations determine who will sit there for us as the leader? It doesn't make any sense at all. All this happening because Nigerians have refused to unite and install a Nigerian. Because the way I see it, this is not a Nigerian. This is somebody working for the FBI and CIA. That is why it is their own interest that is reigning supreme in Nigeria. Dollar appreciating every day. Naira crashing. Poverty everywhere. Keep everybody poor so that we can't produce, we can't do anything. And this is how it will continue until Nigerians get up and say enough is enough. This cannot continue to happen in the land that God has freely given to us. And if we cast our sentiments aside and unite, we can take our country back. But until then, make I still enter town. Make I go get some ogbonge political news. We will not go like. Why? Because of now I dey here. So don't go away. Don't go away.